In 2023, federal recall data confirmed what mechanics across the country already knew. One fifth wheel and RV manufacturer had issued more safety recalls in a decade than General Motors. Not because of bad parts, because of bad decisions made at the factory level, every single day, on every unit rolling toward your dealer lot. 70% of new fifth wheels come from two companies. Here is what they are not building into the price. The number that explains everything: 70%. That is the share of American fifth wheel production controlled by two companies, Thor Industries and Forest River. Between them, they own more than 30 brand names: Keystone, Heartland, Grand Design, Coachman, Montana, Dutchman, Cherokee, and Sabre. When you walk onto a dealer lot and see a wall of different badges, you are looking at one company's marketing department, not a competitive marketplace. That concentration of ownership would not matter if both companies competed on quality. They do not. They compete on volume. And in the fifth wheel market, volume is the direct enemy of craftsmanship. To understand why, you need to spend an hour inside one of their factories in Elkhart County, Indiana. What happens on that factory floor explains every warranty claim, every delaminated wall, and every slide out that fails before the first camping season is over. The factory floor, how your fifth wheel gets built. RV assembly is not automated the way car manufacturing is. Fifth wheels are hand-built vehicles. Workers use power tools to attach plumbing, electrical systems, cabinetry, and slide-out mechanisms to rolling steel frames. The entire process depends on human skill and human care. The dominant compensation model inside these factories is piece rate pay. Workers receive a low base wage plus production bonuses when they hit weekly unit quotas. Hit your quota early and you can go home. Think carefully about what this structure rewards. Speed, not accuracy, not inspection, not the 2 extra minutes it takes to verify that a propane line is correctly routed before the wall panel goes on top of it. During the post-COVID production surge from 2020 through 2022, factories hired anyone who could hold a drill. Experienced workers were maximizing their piece rate earnings. New workers were learning their trade on your family's $90,000 fifth wheel. Dealers reported they could identify units built by first-week workers from the defects alone. There was no time to train them properly because the system was not designed to make time for that. It was designed to make units. The results are documented across federal recall records, owner forums, and service centers from Florida to Washington State. Slide-outs malfunction within the first 3 months of ownership. Fresh water tanks are held in place with self-tapping screws that shear off under the weight of the water. Electrical runs are stapled through framing members in ways that create arc faults behind walls no inspector ever sees. A brand new Grand Design fifth wheel recently had 18 defects documented on its delivery inspection before the owner had driven it off the lot. These are not outliers. They are the statistically predictable output of a system designed to produce units fast, not to produce units that hold together. The wall that was designed to fail. Poor assembly is only half the equation. The materials underneath tell the other half of the story. The standard wall construction in virtually every Thor Industries and Forest River fifth wheel is a laminated sandwich. A thin fiberglass skin is bonded to a sheet of Luan plywood using water-soluble adhesive, then bonded to a block of foam insulation. On the showroom floor, it sounds and feels solid. Run your knuckles along the wall and you get a reassuring thud. That thud is the sound of a structure that works perfectly until the first drop of water finds its way past a roof seal. Roof seals crack. Every fifth wheel that travels at highway speed vibrates for thousands of hours across its lifetime. That vibration works on every seam, every joint, every silicone bead along the roofline. Eventually, a seal fails. Water finds the Luan. When water touches Luan plywood bonded with water-soluble adhesive, the chemistry is both simple and catastrophic. The glue dissolves. The wood absorbs moisture and begins to rot. The bond between the fiberglass skin and the substrate breaks down from the inside. The first visible sign is large bubbles forming on the exterior wall. The industry term for this is delamination. What it actually means is that the wall has lost its structural integrity and cannot be repaired, not patched, not injected, replaced at a cost that frequently exceeds the remaining loan value of the unit. No dealer will accept a delaminated fifth wheel as a trade-in. A $90,000 asset becomes unsellable because of a material choice that saved the manufacturer approximately $40 per wall panel. That $40 is the margin decision behind the most common catastrophic failure in the fifth wheel market. The builders know this. The warranty is written to account for it. The warranty clause, they hope you never read. When the finance manager slides the paperwork across the desk, the warranty is presented as your protection. 1 year bumper to bumper, 2 years on structural components. Read the exclusions. Water damage caused by a failed seal is frequently classified as a maintenance issue rather than a manufacturing defect. The burden of proof falls on you to demonstrate that the seal failed because of a construction error rather than normal wear. Present that case to a corporate warranty department processing hundreds of claims per week, with a financial incentive to deny as many as possible, and you will understand why so many owners absorb the repair cost rather than fight a system designed to outlast their patients. Even approved warranty claims do not move quickly. The dealer cannot authorize a repair without manufacturer approval. The manufacturer requires photographic documentation and a formal submission. Approval takes weeks. The part is frequently on back order. It is standard practice in the fifth wheel market for a unit to sit on a dealer service lot for 3 to 6 months waiting for a single warranty repair. You are still making monthly payments on a vehicle you cannot use. You are still paying insurance on a unit sitting in a parking lot. The warranty is not a safety net. It is a liability management document written by attorneys whose clients are the manufacturers, not you. The depreciation math the showroom never shows you. There is a financial dimension to this story that receives less attention than the engineering failures, but it may be the most permanently damaging. The average new fifth wheel loses between 30 and 50% of its value within the first 5 years of ownership. A $90,000 unit is worth $45,000 to $55,000 by year 5. Not because it broke, simply because it aged in a market flooded with competing new inventory from the same 2 companies that built yours. By year 10, 60% depreciation is common. Compare that to the depreciation curve of a fifth wheel built between 1995 and 2008 using heavier aluminum framing, simpler mechanical systems, and experienced piece rate labor that was at least operating within an institutional quality culture that had not yet been fully absorbed into a publicly traded conglomerate. These units took their full depreciation hit 20 years ago. A solid 2004 Montana or a pre-acquisition Keystone with a sound roof can be purchased for $12,000 to $22,000. A certified NRVI A inspector costs $300 to $500. That inspection is the difference between buying a proven machine and inheriting someone else's water damage problem. The $40 wall panel decision that destroyed a $90,000 asset is not your problem when the unit was built before the cost-cutting model replaced the craft model. That is not nostalgia. That is arithmetic. What informed buyers do instead? Does this mean you should stop looking at fifth wheels entirely? No. It means you have to stop shopping like a first-time buyer and start thinking like someone who has read the recall data. The buyers who have figured this out are not leaving the fifth wheel market. They are leaving the new fifth wheel market, and they are applying 3 specific filters that the dealer lot is not designed to help you use. Informed. First, they target construction philosophy rather than brand name. Molded fiberglass manufacturers like Oliver Travel Trailers and Escape build using a 2-piece shell construction that eliminates the traditional roof seam entirely. No roof seam means dramatically fewer water intrusion points. When a window seal fails on a molded fiberglass unit, you get a wet floor. When the same seal fails on a Luan sandwich wall, you get structural rot that spreads for months before you see it. Northwood Manufacturing welds its own aluminum frames in-house rather than sourcing from third-party suppliers. In-house frame production means in-house quality control at the stage of construction where quality decisions matter most. These are not the brands with the largest dealer networks or the most prominent trade show booths. They are the brands that independent RV mechanics recommend without hesitation. Construction. Second, they check the acquisition date before the floor plan. Every brand on the dealer lot has a corporate ownership history. Find it. Jayco was a family-owned company with documented craftsmanship standards until Thor Industries acquired it in 2016. Tiffin Motorhomes was run by a founder who personally authorized out-of-warranty repairs until the company was sold in 2020. The culture of a family-owned manufacturer and the culture of a publicly traded conglomerate managing 30 brands simultaneously are not the same culture. A fifth wheel built before a quality acquisition is not the same product as the post-acquisition version wearing the same badge. The federal recall data does not lie about when the inflection point happened. Acquisition. This is the complete picture the dealer lot is not designed to show you. A premium price for a hand-built vehicle assembled under piece rate speed incentives, using wall materials engineered to minimum cost tolerances, protected by a warranty written to limit manufacturer liability, financed in a way that keeps you underwater for the first 7 to 10 years of ownership. That is not a purchase. That is a subscription to someone else's business model. Subscription. The fifth wheel industry wants you to believe that new means safe and that old means risky. The recall data, the delamination statistics, and the auction lane prices on 3-year-old units all suggest the opposite. The rigs that survive 20 years already prove themselves. You are not buying nostalgia when you buy one. You are buying a machine that earned its reputation under road conditions, not under showroom lighting. That is not romanticism. That is self-defense. Self-defense. If this changed how you read a window sticker, subscribe to this channel. Every week, we publish one forensic audit into the engineering failures, material shortcuts, and warranty traps that manufacturers prefer you discover only after the finance contract is signed. The fifth wheel market is the most target-rich environment for this kind of analysis in the entire RV industry. The next investigation is already running. Do not make a $90,000 mistake before you watch it.